It is not uncommon to feel overwhelmed by circumstances over which we have no control in the modern whirlwind of a life that is fast-paced and unpredictable. In any case, in the midst of the tumult and disarray, there exists a significant and reasonable way of thinking that can act as our directing light: Stoicism. The Stoic philosophy provides a timeless guide for overcoming obstacles in life. It urges us to zero in on what we have some control over and acknowledge with effortlessness the things we can't. Allow us to leave on a significant excursion into the universe of emotionless ISM, where we will disentangle the layers of shrewdness and functional direction on the best way to find serenely in the midst of the vulnerabilities that life tosses our direction. In the turbulent flows of our speedy and flighty world, emotionlessness remains as a beacon of shrewdness. The rule of control is at the heart of it. This standard, advocated by the incomparable unemotional scholar Epicus, guides us to perceive that while we can't necessarily control outside occasions, we have resolute command over our viewpoints, feelings, and activities. The underlying foundations of apathy can be followed back to old Greece and Rome, where rationalists like Epicus Seneca and the Roman head Marcus Aurelius conferred getting through experiences into the specialty of dominating one's own life. Number 2 spotlights on what you have some control over. The core of emotionlessness urges us to coordinate our energies towards what exists in our domain. Our considerations, ways of behaving, and perspectives are the field wherein we use the force of change. By fixating our emphasis on these interior perspectives, we can work with positive hangas, encourage self-improvement, and enhance our general prosperity. Emotionlessness declares that our decisions and temperances are the keys to a decent and satisfying life. Consider that this life resembles a boat exploring a tempest. We may not control the tempest, but rather we can direct our vessel with intelligence and assurance. The Stoic teachings teach us to be the captains of our own lives, allowing us to gracefully and resiliently endure life's storms. Number 3. Tolerating what you have zero control over. Vital to aloofness is the hug of life's key insights, which incorporates perceiving the limits of our control. There are minutes when, notwithstanding our most extreme endeavors, results stay past our authoritative reach. Aloofness helps us to embrace this general situation, encouraging an internal peacefully, despite outer disarray, instead of catching needlessly against the flows of certainty. Emotionlessness allures us to track down peacefulness right now, giving up to the normal progression of life. Imagine being stuck in a traffic jam. The traffic can't be controlled, but you can control how you react to it. Apathy supports our internal harmony and equanimity, even amidst outside disturbance. Number 4, the force of point of view. When confronting uncontrollable events, Stoicism amplifies the transformative power of perspective. We can develop resilience and wisdom by learning how to reframe our mindset. Emotionlessness welcomes us to see difficulties as any open doors for development and urges us to focus on angles inside our impact. This change in context empowers us to explore existence with reason and confidence by perceiving the transient idea of outside conditions. We can develop a resolute inward strength that stays impenetrable to outside vacillations. Imagine a marble block being used by a sculptor to create a masterpiece. The stone's hardness is out of the sculptor's control, but they can chisel it into a sculpture. Apathy, in this similarity, addresses the etch that empowers us to profoundly impact our lives with shrewdness and ideals. 5th point, emotionless activities for developing control and acknowledgement. Apathy stretches out pragmatic activities to sustain our ability to zero in on what we have some control over and acknowledge what we can't. Self-awareness and qualities like gratitude, resilience, and equanimity are the goals of these exercises. Among these activities, we track down the act of keeping an appreciation diary, pondering the fleetingness of life, taking part in regrettable representation, and submerging ourselves in philosophical thoughts. We can train our minds to change our perspective and bring Stoic virtues that we practice every day to life through these exercises. Envision keeping a diary of appreciation and recording 3 things you value every day. This apparently basic practice supports appreciation and steers your consideration towards life's positive assets. Number 6, benefits and examples from real life. We discover a treasure by embracing Stoicism and living its principles. store of advantages that significantly enhance our lives. These incorporate the diminishing of attention's grasp, the honing of our dynamic keenness, the reinforcing of our close-to-home flexibility, and the supporting of a significant inward harmony inside our center. Across the chronicles of history, famous figures like Marcus Aurelius, Epicus, and Seneca stand as demonstrations of the extraordinary force of emotionlessness. They represent how these standards can shape character and give the internal solidarity to face life's difficulties with beauty and pride. It is vital to comprehend that apathy doesn't back or lack of concern to the world, yet rather urges us to answer ethically to conditions that lie outside of our reach. Number 7, consolidating unemotional standards in present-day life. Emotionlessness rises above the limits of old way of thinking, remaining profoundly important in our cutting-edge lives. By drenching ourselves in indifferent standards, we can explore the multifaceted labyrinth of our contemporary world with more noteworthy self-restraint and strength. Apathy guides us in overseeing business-related pressure, developing amicable connections, and protecting a feeling of quiet in the midst of the commotion of day-to-day existence. By embracing emotionless insight, we can uncover significant importance and reason in both our own and proficient undertakings. The way of thinking of emotionlessness fills in as a steady update that we employ the ability to shape our predeterminations. By maintaining our emphasis on what we have some control over and tolerating what lies outside our ability to understand, we can uncover inward harmony, lead lives of more prominent importance, and support our personality as we venture through the maze of life. Allow us earnestly to embrace the lessons of apathy, to explore the difficulties and vulnerabilities that it presents. Number 8, the Stoics' venture. As we dive further into the rich embroidery of emotionlessness, we leave on a significant excursion that resounds profoundly with the contemporary human soul. In a world described by unrelenting hurrying around, the emotionless journey of self-disclosure and peacefully turns into a directing light, enlightening a way through the turbulent waters of current life. Despite its roots in ancient wisdom, Stoicism has a timeless relevance that transcends time. Its tenets are analogous to ancient stars that continue to direct modern navigators. Number 9, applying emotionless standards to ordinary difficulties. As we cross our investigation of emotionlessness, it becomes clear that this antiquated way of thinking isn't bound to dusty parchments. Its knowledge transcends parchment and time. It resounds in our day-to-day routines, offering comfort and strength when stood up to with the horrid challenges that attack our tranquility and poise. From the everyday problems of missed cutoff times to the bothering gridlocks that accentuate our day-to-day drive, from the nuanced complexities of private issues to the staggering tensions of expert life, emotionlessness offers us a bunch of immortal standards to explore difficulty. These tenets become a lighthouse, enabling us to weather the storms of life and emerge victorious from them. Number 10, unloading the unemotional tool stash. The emotionless excursion wouldn't be finished without a far-reaching comprehension of the indifferent tool stash. Similar to a talented specialist's variety of devices, emotionlessness gives us a bunch of significant instruments to uncover the fortunes of our inward world. Among these devices are rehearses like morning contemplation, which fills in as a compass to explore the day ahead, the specialty of deliberation, malarum. Also, the deliberation of wrongs, which helps we face life's vulnerabilities with elegance, and ordinary reflection on apathetic standards strengthens our psychological and profound flexibility. Number 11, the groundbreaking effect of indifferent practices. As we submerge ourselves in unemotional practices, we open the way to a universe of change. Nervousness and stress slowly settled on space for upgraded choice-making, close-to-home versatility, and a significant internal harmony. The effect of emotionlessness practices is obvious in the existence of the person, as well as from the beginning of time too. Conspicuous figures like Marcus Aurelius, Epicus, and Seneca embody the groundbreaking force of aloofness. Their lives act as demonstration of the significant effect this way of thinking can have on one's personality, offering the solidarity to explore life's turbulent waters with effortlessness and reason. Number 12, emotionlessness impact past boundaries. The getting through tradition of emotionlessness rises above the limits of being a simple verifiable artifact. It resonates with significant importance in our steadily advancing world. During a time described by the perpetual hurricane of progress and determined unrest, emotionlessness arises as a steady aid. It doesn't stick to any particular field. All things being equal, it broadens its insight across the huge range of our lives, be it inside the corporate bounds of the meeting room, the multifaceted elements of the family room, or the pensive isolation of our own excursions. In this cutting-edge period where the limits among individual and expert circles frequently obscure, emotionlessness expects the job of an immortal compass, consistently pointing us toward quietness and strength. It gives us the mental and emotional tools we need to succeed in any situation, allowing us to remain calm and unfazed in the face of any challenge. Stoicism can also serve as an anchor that keeps us grounded, allowing us to navigate the turbulent waters of modernity with wisdom and grace. Number 13, emotionlessness in proficient pursuits. In the midst of an age portrayed by the persistent quest for vocation desires and the steady tensions of expert life, emotionlessness arises as an encouraging sign and an important partner. Its importance reaches out past the domain of individual way of thinking. It develops into a common-sense device for making progress in the cutting-edge world. Aloofness turns into our directing compass in the mind-boggling territory of present-day professions, cultivating compelling correspondence, administration improvement, and internal quiet in the midst of expert confusion. As we explore the requesting scene of contemporary work, emotionlessness engages us to keep up with serenity, directing us to zero in on the controllable and acknowledge the wild. It fills in as the bedrock of our profession process, empowering us to explore the intricacies of the expert circle with shrewdness and level-headedness. Number 14, the Stoics guide connections in the complicated embroidery of our lives. Aloofness's significant experiences act as keys to opening the fortunes of amicable connections, whether inside our own lives or the more extensive local area. Emotionlessness offers a guide for exploring human collaboration with beauty and temperance. It's an expert key that opens ways to figuring out compassion and compelling correspondence. Emotionlessness urges a careful way to deal with connections, underscoring command over the controllable and elegant acknowledgement of variables past our impact. This way of thinking furnishes us with the instruments to explore the intricacies of human associations. It furnishes experiences into managing clashes, cultivating trust, and supporting sympathy. By rehearsing emotionless standards in our connections, we figure out how to see the value in the complicated elements that characterize our associations with others, fashioning a way towards a more agreeable and satisfying life in the more extensive immunity. Stoicism fosters a shared understanding of human nature. It advises us that the standards directing individual connections reach out to our cooperations for a bigger scope. By embracing indifferent ethics and moving toward local area and cultural associations with beauty and prudence, we can all in all seek to fabricate an additional merciful and amicable world. Aloofness's ageless insight enlightens the way towards adjusted and temperate connections, enhancing both our own lives and the more extensive woven artwork of human connection. Number 15, an emotionless set of principles. Apathy offers a significant set of rules that shapes our personality and guides our activities. The unemotional moral compass, grounded in ideals and astuteness, turns into our directing star, guiding us towards decisions that line up with our center standards. Two straightforward but profound questions lie at the heart of Stoic ethics. Is this inside my control? Does it mirror my upright person? We pause because these unassuming inquiries form the foundation of our ethical framework. Reflect and encourage conscious awareness of the virtues and values that we hold dear. These two inquiries have extraordinary power in our day-to-day lives. Routinely utilizing them to survey our decisions gives understanding into how well our activities line up with our standards, offering direction for moral living that prompts a satisfying life. Emotionlessness, moral structure, isn't simply philosophical thought. It's a down-to-earth device for self-awareness and prudent living. By reliably assessing our decisions through these inquiries, we explore existence with trustworthiness and add to an all the more and high-minded society. This moral establishment is at the foundation of apathy's persevering through heritage directing people as they continued looking for shrewdness, righteousness, and a deliberate life. Number 16, developing internal harmony in the cutting-edge world. Our journey through the multifaceted labyrinth of current presence, it is uncovered that the significant strength of aloofness lies in its ability to develop internal harmony. The tranquility of the emotionless gets through unshaken in the midst of the steadily moving tides of life's ebb and stream. This immortal way of thinking gives to us the grit to stand fearless and steady, even with life's vulnerabilities. Number 17. Exploring the contemporary hurricane with emotionlessness in the midst of the constant and quick changes in our advanced world. Emotionlessness doesn't remain as a simple, verifiable curio. An energetic and dynamic way of thinking fills in as a directing light through the fierce flows of our lives, delicately granting useful tidbits as we defy the complex difficulties of the current age. Emotionlessness remains close by as an undaunted friend, broadening a lifesaver that drives us to a condition of internal gently inside the core of the contemporary hurricane. As we close our investigation of emotionlessness, recollect the expressions of the apathetic scholar Epicus. The main assignment in life is essentially to distinguish and isolate matters, so I can express plainly to myself which are facades not influenced quite a bit by, and which have to do with the options I really control. Through apathy, we uncover comfort, strength, and intelligence in the midst of the perpetual flows of presence. We embrace the force of emotionless way of thinking, and allowed its groundbreaking effect on guide your own excursion towards development and satisfaction. Thank you so much for watching Stoic Energy.